All right, welcome everybody to the Lakers Legacy Podcast. I am your host, Jonathan Hernandez, and today we have a very special episode for you guys. Today I'm super excited to be joined by newest Lakers two-way guard, Chris Mañon. Chris, thank you so much for hopping on with us today. Congrats on your two-way signing with the Lakers. That's a big deal. Not a lot of people trying to scrap and fight their way through Summer League can say that they can come out of Summer League with a contract, so that's huge news. How has your summer been going now that Summer League's over?
Yeah, I would say pretty well. Obviously, getting a pretty exciting contract and opportunity to play with such an amazing organization. So I'm super excited, obviously, and ready to continue working and getting better.
That's awesome. And for the audiences viewing this via video, could you kind of show the shirt that you're wearing? There you
Yeah,
go. He's already
the Lakers merch.
the Lakers merch right there. Soon you'll have your actual own Lakers merch to your name. But with regards to your two-way signing, how did it feel getting that call and being rewarded for your summer league play? Did you see it coming? What was your plan before the Lakers called you up? Were you like talking to other teams? I mean, you had a pretty strong showing with the Golden State Warriors. I believe like you led them in rebounds and blocks. And yeah, how was your feeling leading up to that point?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't really sure. Obviously, it's my first time going through this kind of experience, but I was super hopeful, and I was talking with Golden State and one other team as well. Yeah, honestly, I didn't really expect it at all, but I was at the mall shopping, and I spoke with Coach Reddick and Rob, and yeah, I was super excited, obviously.
That's awesome. Now, you obviously worked out with the Los Angeles Lakers during the pre-draft cycle or whatever. Do you remember that workout? Did you feel like you made an impression, or do you think it was off of your strong summer league play with the Warriors, or a combination of both?
Yeah, maybe a combination of both. I would say that was I was a little bit disappointed in my performance in the Lakers workout. I thought I could have did a little more, but I guess maybe I was wrong. But yeah, I just every workout I went into, I just tried to compete as much as I can and show my defensive aspects and also some of my offensive versatility. So
For sure, and we will definitely get into that. But before we get back into like the basketball stuff and your actual on-court play, I wanted to do like a little get to know Chris Mañon section. I think Lakers fans would appreciate getting to know a little bit more about who you are off the basketball court. First off, where do you call home? And this is a free space. This is a free zone, judgment-free zone, Chris. Where do you call home, and who is your favorite NBA team and player growing up?
I call home. Well, I call New Jersey my home for the most part. I was born in New York City, in the Bronx, which is a big, very large Dominican, kind of area. But I moved to New Jersey when I was like 10 years old, and I've been here ever since. So I would say New Jersey is more of my home. And then as far as my favorite player, I would humbly have to say LeBron James, definitely,
Oh,
uh, for sure. I've always been kind of following him around from team to team. So
now did you have a favorite team growing up? Was it the Nets or the Knicks or?
I never really followed the Nets or the Knicks. I was always kind of, I guess I would say, a LeBron bandwagoner. So I would follow him from the Cavs, and now he's on the Lakers. The Lakers kind of became my favorite team. So
Nice. Well, I mean, that's a good answer, although it's a complicated answer given LeBron James' current situation with the Lakers. But I mean, the fact that you're able to come in here kind of at the tail end, is that sort of a dream come true for you in a way?
for sure, I think it still hasn't really hit me yet, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, if I had the opportunity to play with him, I think that would be a super cool experience. Learning, some of the one of the greatest players of all time. How he goes about the daily routine and attacking practice, and trying to kind of pick up the little things that he does. So hopefully that can make me become a better player.
Absolutely. Hey, fun fact, Chris, your dad and my dad share the same first name. They're both Wilfredos, but your dad is Dominican and mine is Filipino. But I thought I'd share that useless tidbit that nobody cares about. Hey, but speaking about your Dominican background, though, you mentioned it. I know your heritage is something that you are proud of. What does it mean for you to be able to head into the NBA and carry that community and culture and pride behind you? Because there still aren't a lot of Dominican players in the NBA. I know there's like Karl Anthony Towns, Al Horford, but for the most part, it's still pretty sparse, and there hasn't been a lot of Dominican guards in particular. So what does that mean to you to kind of help carry that flag and maybe inspire others with your background in that respect?
Yeah, I would say for the longest time, I don't think people really knew that I had a Dominican descent, but both my parents were born there. Spanish was actually my first language. So, just growing up being Dominican, I think kind of developed a little bit of greediness in me, a little bit of that, immigrant mentality. Um, yeah.
Awesome. What are some, outside of basketball, what do you like to do? What are some of your hobbies?
Yeah, I mean, I have a dog. I love playing with my dog. I love playing video games, kind of normal. I'm a normal young kid for sure. Watching a lot of TV. Um, yeah, trying to follow up with, I've been watching a lot of Twitch recently, trying to um, keep up with the streaming aspect of the world now, which is kind of getting huge. But yeah.
Have you ever tried streaming for yourself, or is that in the future?
Yeah, maybe. I mean, I've always kind of wanted to, but it's kind of a big commitment. So we'll see.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, you have much more important things to focus on this upcoming year. What type of dog do you have? This is important.
I have a boxer lab. I got her from the
Oh,
shelter, so a little bit of a mutt.
nice, nice, very cool. That kind of fits with your basketball game as well. Kind of that strong bulldog type. Um, what are some basketball nicknames that have stuck with you throughout your career? Because you have a very nickname-friendly name with the whole man Mañon thing. You can do last Mañon standing, man to Mañon defense, Mañon of steel. What's one that stuck with you throughout your career that you like, or hasn't one not stuck?
I haven't really had any that stuck, but some of the recent ones I've heard is like filet mignon, which is pretty funny. Um, yeah, 30-30 maybe.
Nice. I like filet mignon. So before we get into, I guess, your basketball game, last question. Throughout your collegiate career and even high school, what would you say is like the biggest shot of your career thus far, or maybe even just biggest moment?
I'm not sure. I think last year we had a lot of big moments. Obviously, making it to the NCAA tournament was a dream of mine that I was never able to do. Um, I remember I had a game-winning block. That was a pretty big moment of my career for sure. Yeah, just being winning against some of the better teams in college basketball. I would say is some of the highlights of my career for sure.
For sure. And that was your first year at Vanderbilt as well. Um, okay, let's get into the basketball. I want to ask you to give your like basketball elevator pitch to Lakers fans who are unfamiliar with your game. What would you say you bring to the table, and what are you trying to show the Lakers organization and Lakers fans this upcoming year?
I would say I'm just a team-oriented dude. I think I'm gonna try to bring the energy every game and do all the scrappy, nasty things that no one else wants to do, and also just making the right plays. I think growing up playing basketball, I was always taught to focus on winning and trying to make the winning plays and get the 50-50 balls and do all the little things that help teams win. And I think that's what I can bring to the table.
Yeah, absolutely. And that definitely shined during your summer league because even when you weren't necessarily scoring, you were always diving on the floor or trying to smack a loose ball away, grab that extra rebound. So that's definitely something I appreciated out of your game. And this next question kind of may be along the same lines and maybe you already answered it, but in terms of your overall game, what would you say your quote unquote superpower is or your superpowers are if you could pinpoint one or two things?
Yeah, I would say right now is probably my defensive ability. I think I have a knack of you know getting deflections and bothering people, especially when they have the ball, and even helping on the weak side as well. Yeah, also making the right plays.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, Now, apart from defense, what is an underrated skill of yours that you personally don't think gets enough credit or you're excited to sort of showcase that people are not really aware of right now?
I think I'm a lot better of a passer than people think I am. I think making the right plays sometimes, I guess, gets undershadowed. But I think as a passer, I think I'm really good at getting people involved and trying to trying to get my teammates, in positions where they can show off their strengths. It's something I think about a lot. So.
Yeah, I really enjoyed your connective playmaking in the summer league. You had that one play in transition, I think it was against Cleveland, where you hit the spin move and then you had another guy flying in on the wing and then you just passed to him, instant dunk. I thought that was really exciting. Were you playing in high school? What position did you play? Were you kind of playing point forward a little bit? Were you a point guard? It seems like you have some of that experience in your game.
Yeah, I would say growing up, I was always try to develop my guard skills. And in high school, I think we kind of play like kind of positionless basketball. If you got the rebound, you can push it up and push the pace and start the offense. So yeah.
Nice. Going back to the defensive end of the floor, in order to be a good defender, especially for you, what are some things that you personally focus in on when you're out there trying to be a disruptor? Because like you said, you're naturally a ball hawk. You like to kind of gamble a little bit and kind of jump the passing lanes. You're a great defense to offense player that gets the team out into transition. But for you, what are you focusing on that has kind of helped you become a more consistent defender? Even though I know for the most part defense is largely motor and will motivated. But is there anything tactically that you've sort of picked up?
Just trying to bother the ball as much as I can, I would say. Always, never letting the ball handler be comfortable, and also, trying to force them, knowing who I'm guarding and trying to force them into doing things that maybe they're not comfortable doing. And also, when I'm not guarding the ball, I try to help my teammates as much as possible, being disruptive and just trying to get my hands on the balls and create chaos, I would say.
Yeah, you are a great chaos agent out there on the court. I feel like, if we just put a magnifying glass on you every single time, there's never really a moment where you're just kind of standing. You're kind of zipping all over the place. So that's something I really appreciate about your game. With regards to let's say player comps, who would you say you fashion your game after? Would you say your game sort of, or here's two questions. Who do you try and emulate, and who would you say right now that your game sort of resembles in the NBA? Could be recent or even in the past.
Yeah, I would say kind of right now, some of the comparisons I've been getting is like a Alex Caruso kind of type of guy, maybe a Josh Hart. Some of those energy guys that kind of connect the team together and do some of the little things.
Yeah, I definitely see a lot of Josh Hart in your game in terms of a guy who can sort of grab the rebound and then you just kind of take it up yourself, right? You have the ball handling skills to be able to do that. And yeah, Alex Caruso, both very popular names in Lakers Nation. I don't know if you know that we are still crying about having lost Caruso. So we are glad to have you on board to fill in some of that defensive grit. Now, growing up when you were playing basketball, who were you trying to be as a basketball player? Were you trying to be LeBron James, or were you like, actually, I can't, I should probably just do the dirty work things?
I don't really know, honestly. I think I try to take bits and pieces of, anyone I watch and just trying to, adapt my game into the situations that I find myself in.
For sure. Now, as you come into the league as a Los Angeles Laker, which Lakers players and your future teammates, LeBron aside, because we know, you literally said you're a LeBron fanboy. Outside of LeBron, what other Laker are you sort of most excited to potentially learn from or pick their brain from?
I think right now, playing with obviously Marcus Smart, I think it's going to be super cool to kind of pick his mind at how he approaches, guarding different people. And also, obviously, Luka's an excellent offensive player. I think just trying to see how he attacks offenses is super cool and something that I've recently started to try to understand a little more. So I think, those things for sure.
Is that your dog? For you, offensively, something I also picked up on is you are a great off-ball cutter and roamer. You like to do the route running all over the court, and I think that pairs perfectly with a guy like Luka, whose vision is just insane, right? So if you can dive into that open space, that's an easy 2 points for you every single time. So I'm excited to see how that synergy works when you get your time in the big league, which I think you will have that time. Marcus Smart, yeah, that's a great guy to learn from for sure. And I think you guys will be able to, you guys have that same sort of motor and intensity on the defensive end of the floor. And I'm excited to see the ways that he can continue to help you grow. Lastly, let's kind of just talk about, a quick little summer league recap. How did your whole experience go with the Warriors, and what was your mentality heading into Vegas? Because I know you only played 2 games in the California Classic, and maybe you didn't really get to show your stuff. Were you nervous that your window was to stand out was kind of closing, and how did you handle that heading into Vegas?
Um, I guess heading into Vegas, I just tried to keep the same positive outlook, and obviously I wanted to show a little more. So I think I got a little more aggressive, I would say. Yeah, and that obviously led to, I would say, I had a lot of turnovers as well, which obviously I'm critiquing myself. But yeah, just trying to be more aggressive and, show the different things that I can do and contribute apart from defense for sure.
For sure. Nice. What's something that since all of this is kind of new for you, what's something that you kind of learned through your summer league experience, or something that stood out to you in a good or bad way that kind of helped you along with this in this process?
Yeah, I would say, not really helped me out, but I would say, like, especially being on the court, the floor is a lot bigger, and obviously no one's allowed to camp in the paint anymore. So I think it was interesting, just obviously learning different rules, but seeing how much space there is out there, which I think is really, really cool and can help my game out.
Oh, that should be definitely very beneficial for you, as much as you like to run on the court and everything. You kind of mentioned it, but what aspects of your game are you trying to improve upon, especially as you head into the next level?
Yeah, I think if I can become just a decent shooter, just volumize my shot, I think, obviously I'll be in this league a long time. So I think that's the main thing right now that I'm focused on.
Definitely. And, guys who have thrived next to Luka, kind of like Derek Jones Jr. types, like they came into the league not necessarily being known as pure shooters, but were able to round their game off enough to be like an adequate shooter. But really they thrive because of their athleticism and their ability to run up and down the court and do the dirty work thing. So I think that fits sort of your template and mold as well. But you kind of remind me a little bit of Josh Green as well, one of Luka's former teammates. Do you have a favorite summer league moment or play that you were kind of in the center of, and why does that stick out for you?
I don't know if I really have a play. I'll say that spin move into the dime was really cool. Just because my guy got to really dunk the ball, which I like. But not really, just winning a bunch of games and meeting new people. And obviously, it was the first experience for me of, playing in an NBA organization. So I was just super excited and happy to be there.
For sure. I thought you were going to say the block on Dalton Connect. No, I'm just kidding. No, but now you guys are going to be teammates, and so it should be fun to see you guys play off of each other, because you guys both like to go up and down the court and everything like that. Last question: Have you visited Los Angeles yet? Do you know about the great food? We have great tacos here. We've got great Asian food as well, Korean barbecue, good Chinese food. It's a very diverse melting pot that I think you will find yourself very comfortable in.
Cool. Yeah, I'm a big foodie, so I'm definitely looking forward to exploring the different cuisine. I've heard it rivals New York, so I'm excited to see if that's true or not. So we'll see.
Definitely. So what do you have planned for the rest of this summer? I'm sure you're taking a little bit of break before, the training camp ramp up starts again. Like, what does the plan look like for you? Are you going to head back to LA like end of August or something, right before media day, training camp? Yeah, what are you doing to, I guess, celebrate your great summer league, celebrate the 2-way contract? What are you doing in your downtime, and what does the plan look like the rest of this month?
I'm actually headed up there next week for some workouts, but yeah, I'm definitely not going to take my foot off the gas. I obviously have a lot more to prove, so I'm going to keep working and keep trying to get better. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, Chris, we are so glad to have you on board as part of the Lakers family. Lastly, do you want to just give a shout out to Lakers fans, let them know what they're in store for with the Chris Mañon experience, the Man to Mañon experience? Yeah, take it away.
Yeah, Lakers Nation, I'm excited to be here. I'm super excited, and I'm definitely going to bring the energy every time I'm on the floor and making the right plays and trying to bring that winning culture.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Chris, for joining us. This has been the Lakers Legacy Podcast. I'm Jonathan Hernandez, your host. And Chris, we are looking forward to seeing you in a Lakers jersey come September.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.